G'day. Welcome back to day one of my 7-day challenge, how to align each challenge with my top 7 strengths. Now, the reason I call it my challenge is because I'm the one that does it. If you're interested in doing the challenge, it then becomes your challenge and we align your strengths to that challenge. So fascinating. You might notice the lighting might have changed slightly. There's a different look on today because outside it's raining. And today's discussion is around the learning process and aligning it to my number one strength, which is maximizer, and how do we make this better. And I've been synthesizing my thoughts in my mind because of the rain. We haven't walked yet today. That's something we put on the list, but we've been over to the park. Pip didn't enjoy the rain, so we came in and played in the garage, and I will talk about that aspect of Pip's collaboration when I do the Pippi Power video shortly. So what do I want to focus on today? Well, to me, a lot of things are connected and everything happens for a reason. And it's fascinating to me that once again, I'm starting a brand new challenge or a brand new week. It's actually going to be the first time I've posted this week and this first day because, hey, I've been doing this challenge, or the best part of this challenge, for over 10 years. When I started out, I was doing all 3 levels of awareness. So I was learning as much as I could, I was practicing as much as I could, and I was sharing it. I think back then it was on Facebook. But somehow life got in the way. But that didn't mean I stopped the challenge. What it means is, oh, hello, Pippi. What it means is I stopped sharing. So that third level, that top tier level of the levels of awareness. So learning, practicing, sharing, or coaching, or training. So I stopped sharing my daily routines on Facebook because, hey, life gets in the way. And what I've brought to my conscious competence, or what I now know I am aware of and fully understanding and comprehending, is that when I don't follow all 3 steps, life gets in the way. And hey, even when I am following all 3 steps, life still gets in the way. So I see the connection today as, why is it raining? Is the purpose to try and stop me from walking? Is it to stop Pip from walking? Is it to disrupt my habits and my 7-day challenge? And lo and behold, it's the first day. Imagine life doing that to you on the first day you try and do something to better yourself, and life gets in the way. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And I've got a lot to talk about. I don't know what I'm going to say, but I do know what I'm going to say. And I know how I'm going to say it. And I've been trained and coached, and some people might know some of this format as what they call NLP, or neuro-linguistic programming, where it's where you can use language to program your brain, in effect. Okay, so I'm going to come at it from 3 levels. Now, what I do know is when someone is listening to someone else, there is about a 7% chance you are going to take on what that person's saying, or you will hear 7% of what they're saying. Around 36, 37% is in the tone that that person uses. So I'm offering a tone and I'm going to say things a particular way, and I'm going to fluctuate, and if that's the right word, and enunciate and say things a different way. And then about, I don't know what it is, the last 50, 60%, that's in body language. Now, I like to connect 3s and 7s, and these are my numbers. So the 3 levels. Okay, what does that also mean? So there's 3 levels of awareness. There's conscious competence, where we know what we know. There's conscious incompetence, where we know what we don't know. Now, for some reason, when people hear the word incompetent, that can bring up some sort of feeling that they're not good enough. And that's not what it means. Okay, this is about empowering yourself using 3 levels of awareness. So I know for a fact I cannot speak Russian. So I know something that I don't know. All right. That's conscious incompetence. All right. So me being incompetent because I can't speak Russian, is that a good thing or a bad thing? No, it's neither. It's just one of the 3 levels. And then the 3rd level is unconscious incompetence. There is plenty of things in the world you don't know and will probably never know. So what we aim to do through this 7-day challenge, and what I aim to do for myself, is shift my knowledge between these 3 levels. So when I don't know what I don't know, I'm hoping I'll find that somewhere else where someone can teach me what it is I don't know. Yeah. And then what I also want to do, and Pip's yelping, she wants her dog ball to play with. That's her habit for the day. I also want to try and grow my knowledge base from what I know I don't know into conscious competence, where I then become to know it and I can develop that as a skill. So I've developed this skill where I can language things and I can say things like, I don't know what I'm going to say, but I do know what I'm going to say. Now that makes perfect sense to me because I'm saying it. And when I talk about communication as a strength for me on day 7, I spoke about it yesterday, I articulate what's going on in my head. And for the first time, I'm hearing it when I say it. I've been hearing it in my head for years. It doesn't mean I'm not saying it in my head, but when I say it, even though you might be watching these videos and you see a lot of consistency and you see a lot of repetition, every time I say something, it's the first time I've ever said it. I may have just said it before, but differently. Does that make sense? So 3 levels of awareness. And there's also those 3 levels of how we listen, 7%, 15%, 60%. So I also look at that as, okay, well, the chances of what you know is probably about 7% of the world. And what you don't know might be around 35%. And then what you don't know is this massive wealth of knowledge, which is probably about 60% or the usage of your brain. So I'm going to talk to you in a way that comes through to you on all 3 levels. Some people will completely understand what I'm talking about because they know what I'm talking about. Some people will have heard something like that before, but not really understand what it means. And we're going to start shifting that from what you don't know to into what you do know. And then there are others that just won't get it. They will not understand, and that's okay. Because hopefully you're becoming aware of these 3 levels. You're becoming aware of how you listen. You're becoming aware of how you learn. This is part of the learning process. And of course, you can start learning by watching these videos. You can start practicing by doing your own 7-day challenge and aligning it with your strengths. But the truly life-changing happens is when you start to share, when you start to coach, when you start to teach someone else. And yeah, where am I? 7 minutes. Wow, that's gone so quick. I might have to give a bonus, a bonus video after this one, because what I'm actually going to do is there's other things I can say, and there will be different levels. For example, this is my business, okay? Now, have you ever heard anyone say, well, that's none of your business or none of your business, okay? Are they talking about a company, or are they talking about something that involves me personally or you personally, and your business is your business? So if we take the 3 levels again, I want to talk about my business. So my business is me. What makes up Danny Crouch? My 7 strengths, or all my strengths, and my habits and what I do. Now, within my business, there are 3 sections to my business. There is the business that I run to earn an income. That is a coaching business. It's called Choose Your Chapter. That is very separate from me, who I am. So if you ever see any video content in me in a blue collared shirt, more of a dress shirt, that's me in my Choose Your Chapter business. I get paid to do that coaching, and I provide services to businesses who pay for my coaching. Then there is me, Danny Crouch, the person whose purpose is to help people become the best version of themselves so they can focus on their strengths. And that's where you'll see me in a singlet. This is me. This is the raw me. This is authentic me. This is my truth. Okay. Then there's the 3rd top tier level. This is my personal life. This is my own business with my wife and our family, and how we do things. And very rarely do I report on that. However, at times, all 3 meld together, because that's what makes up me. Does that make sense? So what I'm going to do in this bonus video is part of the learning process. And if you're doing the 7-day challenge and you've registered, you will have seen a section about why handwriting is so important. I'm going to go away and I'm going to transcribe what I spoke to you about today. And I'm going to pinpoint certain sentences that I made and show you how it attacks or it approaches the 3 levels of awareness. So for those of you who knew what I was talking about, for those of you who have heard what I was talking about but didn't quite understand, and for those of you that had no clue. So we're going to start practicing the 3 levels of awareness by dissecting what I've said on this video, but I need to transcribe it first to let my brain register what words I actually said. So I will be reading and writing what I spoke. That's me practicing how I can become a better communicator, how I can articulate better, how can I focus on my strengths better. That's maximizer number 1. That's day 1. That's the levels of awareness. I trust you enjoy this. And if you're interested, share, post, collect, whatever you want, and join the 7-day challenge. Bye for now.